This film is so intense and is exploring some really important themes. Let's just kick it off, Tom, with your transformation. I mean, from what I understand, you lost 28 pounds, but not just physically. What was it like to really sort of step into this guy's world? This is a autobiographical story.
Yeah, I mean the physical transformation was very important to me and something I felt was necessary in telling the story. Joe Russo has said time and time again that this isn't the story of one person. We're trying to tell the story of millions of people that are suffering from PTSD and substance abuse around the world. So, you know, Sierra and I definitely understood the responsibility that had been put on our shoulders that was doing justice to this story. So, yeah, it was difficult. But I think hard work is good work, and we were able to use the kind of hardship of playing these characters to our own benefit to kind of put that into the film to make it as authentic as possible.
And Sierra, in what way were you preparing when it came to sort of tackling these really tough topics and also that theme of addiction?
I just wanted to make sure that I was putting myself in the right place mentally to approach these roles with the amount of respect that was necessary to tell it properly, and also take care of myself off camera and not get lost in the depth of the emotion that we had to go to in these scenes.
Was there a way that you were sort of self-caring, if that's a verb, after you guys were on set after a long day?
Yeah, we had our traditions, that's for sure. Our weekend plans to sort of shake off the week and you know, get back into a healthy mindset so that we could come back with the clarity and mental strength needed to keep going to those places
Yeah.
on set.
Well, you know, my next question is what were those things? Tom, you laughed. I was going to say, how did you build the chemistry, the rapport? Because I mean, it really translates on screen. I'm curious to know what that was like when the cameras weren't rolling, maybe the highlight of working together from each of you.
I think the biggest tradition was, you know, every Friday night, the crew, the cast, the directors would kind of get together. We would go to this one club and we would book out this back room and everyone would just let loose and have a good time and enjoy each other's company and kind of celebrate the week of great work and prepare ourselves mentally for the tough week ahead. And I think the highlight for me with working with Sierra was just every day. It was just great. It was just nice to know that I had a partner that was going to support me through every step of the way. He was there to help me get back up on my feet if I needed to, because, you know, we all fell over at times making this film. It was a really tough one. But I keep telling people the story of when you slapped me on the back of the head.
I saw that recently and I completely forgot about that because it's not in the movie.
Yeah, I've got the
felt
video. I'll
so
text it to
bad.
you.
Please send that to me.
Text it to me.
Please send that to me.
Sure, I'll send it to you too. But
It was
yeah,
like, because your head was shaved too, so it was just like, oh, my palm cupped the back of his skull. The clap that it made.
yeah. My favorite thing as well is that
God.
obviously in the scene, I'm supposed to not expect it to come. So I'm there eating, and just before it happens, you can see me go, and then you count me around the back of the head, and then there's that moment where they're like, cut, and then you run in, you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Also,
Yeah.
I don't think I've like ever made anybody laugh that hard in my life than as hard as the brothers laughed.
Yeah.
And Casaldi after you got slapped in the
I couldn't believe it. It was just that thing. I was just like, listen, this isn't working. Just one time, just hit me on the back of the head.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I'm so sorry.
it's not even in the film.
At least you got video
Didn't
footage.
make the film. Didn't make the film. These two characters fall in love at a very young age. You two are 23 and 24. Is there anything about that story, that dynamic that's explored in the film that you two can relate to at all?
Yeah, I mean, falling in love is falling in love, isn't it? And you know, we've both been there. And you always draw from things from your real life to help give these characters a sense of realism and authenticity. But then again, I can't say I've ever been in a relationship quite like this one with Cherry and Emily. So, you know, there was a lot of trust in the two of us, and also a lot of research that had been done in speaking to veterans and people who were going through these sort of things and the damages and the hardships it puts on a relationship.
Yeah. Sierra, can you relate to that dynamic of young love? I think we've all been there.
Yeah, I truly don't. I think Tom put it beautifully, but I I think I really understood Emily's fear of vulnerability. I think your first time falling in love, I mean, it's horrifying and thrilling at the same time, because it's just you're feeling everything to such an intensity that, you know, I've never quite experienced before. So I understand why she would want to flee to a different country when faced with that. But like Tom said, you know, I also have never been in quite an extreme relationship. Nothing to this level of passion and, you know, frankly, toxicity at the same time. So there was a lot of research that went into it to make sure that we were, you know, doing it justice.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom, you know, I've got to ask, would you settle down this early ever? Settle down this young? I've got the fans. It's not me, it's the fans. I have to ask.
Yeah, of course I would do. Yeah. I love romance, and you know, I look back at the times that I was in love, and they're the happiest of my life. And you know, I'm in no rush. I am 24, but then again, if it happens, it happens, and I'll let you know. I'll shoot you a text.
All right. And before I let you go, obviously, Spider-Man 3, you guys are currently in production. When you think about the ways in which joining that franchise has changed your life, what would you say was the biggest way in which it was a turning point for you?
The biggest way in which being Spider-Man changed my life.
Yeah. Of all the ways, I'm sure there are
I
many.
could go on and on and on.
Well, I've only got like 10 seconds.
No, I think the biggest thing for me, and I was talking about this earlier with someone about purpose and figuring out what is your purpose in life. And I've been very lucky that being Spider-Man has allowed me to stand upon this platform in which I can help people. And, you know, I run a charity with my family called the Brothers Trust, and we're always trying to figure out new and exciting ways to not only entertain people, but raise money for people that really need it. We have a big thing that we're planning for the end of this year. We're not quite ready to talk about it yet, but we've really sort of set the bar high as to what we want to try and achieve. So I think the biggest thing that Spider-Man has done for my life is it's given me the opportunity to help others who need it.
Well, that is amazing. Continue doing the good work, and congratulations to both of you on the new film. Thank you.